Joseph right outside. Well, you want to get into it?
Yeah, you go first because I kind of already shared my thoughts with you.
Yeah, you did. So I'll give a little rundown real quick about what we're going to be talking about for this little live. It's the movie Elevation, which I wanted to do it because I saw somewhere that it released this year,
Yeah,
and so I thought that was really interesting. But it wasn't. It was at the end of last
yeah.
year that it released. So that kind of changed it a little bit, but still kind of weird because didn't hear anything about it. So here's the movie Elevation, released November of last year, rated R. It's a quick hour and 31 minutes. So it's really easy, a really easy watch.
Yeah.
Directed by George Nolfi. You know who that is?
No.
Yeah, not a lot of people do, I think. He's directed a few movies. I think there's a couple that were just like straight to Netflix. But he wrote um, The Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh, okay.
And there's a few that he's written, and he partly wrote this one too. But yeah, it stars our very own Captain America.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting because he would be going from the role of Captain America, which is this super big budget Marvel movie,
Yeah.
and then to this like almost straight to Netflix. Well, what is it on right now? I don't even remember where I saw it.
It's on HBO Max.
Okay, on
HBO Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so I thought that was kind of weird, but it makes a little more sense now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Anthony Mackie's in it, Morena Baccarin, and
Uh, yeah. And when I was telling you about it, totally spaced she was in it because I told you I was like the only person you'll know is Anthony
yeah.
Mackie, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, she's in it from. Well, I was like, I felt kind of bad.
Oh, it's all right. But really, I mean, it's a tiny cast. It's
Yeah.
really three people. That's the main people. The other one is Maddie Hassan, which I looked her up. I don't know anything else that she's been in, but she was good. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's the movie. It's a sci-fi flick. It's about um, some crazy alien things coming
Yeah.
to Earth,
I
and
guess aliens. It really doesn't
it
say
doesn't say, right?
here.
But
Or up.
they're monsters, maybe creatures.
Yeah.
What do we call them?
Even no one knows.
Yeah. Well, there's these creatures that have taken over the world, and
They're afraid of.
they they're very afraid of heights. At 8,000 feet, they do not go above 8,000 feet. So, like, any remaining humans have to live above 8,000 feet in the mountains. So it's an interesting premise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really didn't have a problem with the movie. I thought it was fine enough, especially for a sci-fi flick. I thought it was interesting. Um, what I really wanted to talk about this movie is how it would work really well in if this was episodes, like if this was a show. Um,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think this would work so good if it was a show. And or not even that. Like if somebody wants to pick up and do like comics out of this,
Yeah.
I think that would be really dope.
So
Uh,
yeah. Okay. Not to cut you off, but it's cool that you said that because the whole
uh,
time watching it, there's a show called Falling Skies on HBO,
yeah,
and I was getting those vibes, but I never put two and two together. That this would be really good if it was episodic
yeah,
versus. So okay, that's cool. All right.
yeah. Because and it was mainly because of the final act of it, like what actually
Yeah.
happens, because it leaves it really open ended, right?
So a ton more. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that there's a whole lot that they could do with that could be really cool,
Yeah.
with the humans getting together and actually taking out the creatures or whatever comes back, or
Yeah.
there's a lot of possibilities there that I think could be done in a show format much better than a
Yeah.
movie, I think, for this specific thing. I think maybe sci-fi just works better that way sometimes.
I don't know if it's just sci-fi. It's I don't know, and we kind of talked about this on the podcast that hasn't released yet.
Hmm.
So I hope you guys are pumped for it. I don't know what the formula breakdown is for why certain things are better off episodic.
Uh-huh.
Like we need to do this,
Yeah.
right? Because like when you want to talk about something like Planet of the Apes, that's a good representation of something that was really good movies. They tried to be episodic and then failed. That's one of the things that kind of killed that fandom for a little
Uh-huh.
bit. And they were trying to compete with Star Trek. So having something like this that's like, well, actually, really great movie, but it could have been more episodic. I don't know if it's all just sci-fi.
Yeah.
Never really, that would be an interesting hour ranter, us sitting down and trying to decide which shows would be better movies and which movies would be better shows. I don't
Yeah.
know. Um, but yeah, I mean, maybe it is just sci-fi in general is better episodically. I
I
don't know.
No, I mean the ones that you mentioned are sci-fi, so
You probably already hit the nail on the head.
yeah, Our Ranchers
Over.
over. But I think in comic book form this would be really cool. I wouldn't read it because I don't read comics, but
Yeah, still read.
but I think it would be
Yeah,
cool. I mean, I got my Ronin right there, but that's about
yeah.
all I have.
I mean, all of my comics, I have a whole room for
Yeah,
them, so they're all. It's a lot.
they've
I don't.
got their own bedtime and
I can point to. It's like a wall.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think it's worth a watch.
yes,
It's only an hour and a half, so
yeah.
if you want to watch some, sci-fi flick, it's got its tense moments and everything. Um, it's worth the watch.
I
You know.
feel like its runtime should be evidence enough that not all these movies have to be pushing 3 hours long.
Yeah.
We're seeing more and more of that, and we've talked about that before. There's some movies that I feel like merit that, and then there's other movies like why did you add the extra content? Because you could easily take that out, no one would
Yeah.
care. And they did a good job of we're going to stick to the story, and there's no reason to do even a lot of flashbacks, a lot of like they were going to showcase, like you said, a handful of characters, one location.
Right.
I mean, they only travel like how many yards, right? Um, it's nice, and it proves that you can do a shorter run time,
Hmm.
more on your story, and then that's enough. That's literally enough that people will go watch this.
I,
But I haven't
I don't
looked.
know. Did people go watch
That's
it?
the thing. Like I don't know because it seemed like it got on real quick. I've only heard good things about it,
Hmm.
but talking about it now that it's free on
Yeah.
Max, and so I don't know. Like it may have been a bad movie theater experience because of what it was competing with at the
Yeah.
time. I'm not really sure. Um, I feel like this was a pretty decent movie, a good movie. Uh,
Hmm.
Original story. It felt like other stuff, but it wasn't like very much like, oh, you can tell that they just copied off of this. Like, I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it could have benefited from being another 10, 15 minutes longer just to explain a few other things.
Yeah,
But the way that it was set up was like we can do other movies, and so I understand not doing that extra setup time too.
yeah. So for me, the best way I can kind of describe this movie is all of its shortcomings, and it's very little shortcomings with this movie. All of its little spots that aren't necessarily fantastic, I think can be argued that movies like this, where it's an original concept, original script, self-contained story, it's not a part of a big ongoing universe, it's not connecting with all the stuff. It doesn't get a lot of money from companies.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like it should be reversed. I feel like this is something that would have benefited with maybe a little more time with its CG, a little more time with concept. I mean, I have no problems with the cast, but if you would have had some bigger names in there, you would have had more people coming and watching it. Um, it stinks that a movie like this that is good, it it can get love from fans, but I don't know why these kind of projects don't get love from the companies
Mm-hmm.
that even greenlight them. Like, oh, hey, yeah, let's do it, but this is your budget
Right. Right.
because our money. I mean, we're about to kick off all these new DCU movies. We're about to, like, I don't know who's at fault here, but it's just crazy that a lot of the arguments you hear from people is, well, they're always remaking stuff or doing sequels, and that's the whole premise of our podcast is
Right.
remakes. Are they needed or are they not? And so it's crazy that something so original,
And
I mean, it could have
then doesn't get spoiled.
beat out so many other
Mm-hmm.
things if it probably had a little more love put into it at the front end.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have guys like us who are watching it now for free. Say,
Yeah.
everyone, go watch this. Hey, give us your thoughts. Show some love to Anthony Mackie. That guy's fantastic. And it shouldn't be like that. I mean, this should have been a movie that people, went to go see, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we talked about kind of the special effects was maybe the kind of the weaker part of the movie. I still liked the creature design. I liked all of that. There was just it was little stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't have any examples off the top of my head, but it was just little scenes, little things here and there.
Yeah. I think that there was unbelievable things in there that's
Yeah,
like that you
yeah,
that's
like
not gonna happen. That's not possible.
because they're all living in Colorado. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, like outrunning the creature
Oh,
up a hill, like, come on, come on,
oh,
or
that whole
escaping them on the lift, like that kind of stuff. But
okay.
again, we're talking about a sci-fi flick, so
Let's dissect that scene because I feel like that's a good example of like one of the weaker parts is that scene.
okay.
The I don't know. I'm trying to like. Is it okay if we spoil a little bit, right? Or
It's up to us.
well,
If you,
I don't want to be the one guy that spoils something. How would you do that?
yeah, no, that's fine. We can
Uh,
spoil a little bit. Spoiler alert.
so spoiler alert. There's that scene with the chairlift going up the mountain. It's an old ski lift
Uh-huh.
that just so happens he can get working.
Oh, my dude can fix anything.
Yeah, it just so happens that they're strong enough at this elevation to hold on to all the stuff and pull people onto it. That person jumps onto it, not to mention the whole time she's been running from this thing. The lead up to it, she launches a grenade at this thing meters away. Like, not even just safe distance. It's like, I'm not believing you hit that thing. Found this thing, what, 30 minutes ago? And so all the weakest parts of this movie are all in one scene, and in my opinion,
Uh-huh.
so funny because it's like, yeah, I mean, a little more budget, we could have probably redid that.
Yeah.
It's like they had the ski lift for the weekend. Let's shoot this scene. I love how cool the scene is, and it's like, well, it was neat, not believable, not really
Yeah,
believable. I don't know.
that was probably the weakest scene in the movie, which I think was supposed to be a high impact
Yeah,
scene, and it was not.
like you're worried for these characters, which you are, but also you're like, are you kidding me? You did
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. No, when it shined was like the tunnel parts where you don't see anything, where
That
it's like the tense
yeah.
parts. That's where the movie really shined. When they're in the hospital and like, is it coming? Oh, that's it. It's coming. You know.
But that whole scene, because they even drop down from it because it knocks it. I don't know why it didn't hit it the whole time, but now it knocks it off. They hit it, and they immediately just get up and like we're fine.
Yeah.
No, someone's arm's broken. Something. I mean, there's
Yeah.
all right.
But all that stuff I'm willing to
Well, yeah,
forgive because again, it's
because
just it's a sci-fi movie that like
all these
with
movies,
creatures in it.
yeah, all these movies are already unbelievable. I mean,
Right.
if you watch Walking Dead, there's scenes where you're like, no way.
Right.
We watch it because we want to be
Right.
entertained. And so I think the movie was great, other than and this is my rant that me and you already had.
Hmm.
This movie could have been PG-13.
Yeah.
Literally, did you see the scene where they fit all the F words into one?
Yeah.
If they would have changed the dialogue or even cut that scene, the movie could have been PG-13. And I feel like if you can make your movie from rated R to PG-13, you'll have way more viewership. You'll have way more fans because now you're opening up to, younger kids that parents allow them to watch PG-13 movies. A lot of conservative adults that won't watch rated R movies.
Hmm.
You're hitting a bigger group.
Yeah.
But because of one scene, because tell me at any other point in that movie, is there like harsher language than that one scene?
I feel like there was a couple other places where they said they dropped the F bombs, but maybe like one or two. Um, but that was the main part because that was like a blow
Dude,
up moment, right?
that it's 6 F bombs.
Yeah.
Like you didn't need it, and
Yeah.
it's one character saying them.
Yeah, that's why it was rated R because there wasn't really a lot of blood
No,
in the movie. There wasn't anything like that, so
this movie
it was
rated
language.
R because of the F word. That's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and so for me, the weakest parts of this movie is the low budget
Hmm.
scenes. We can call them budget scenes, and then just the
Yeah.
language, the unneeded maturity slipped into this movie. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't hurt it for me.
Right.
I feel like it hurts
For the
itself.
general audience.
Yeah, because people aren't gonna watch. They're gonna see that it's rated R,
Yeah.
and I don't watch rated R, whatever.
Yeah.
And
You're a man of the people.
I like to think I am. I mean, Uh, but I'm a big advocate for if you can keep that rating in the PG-13 area, your fan base number wise is way bigger.
Right.
The push for rated R and mature ratings on stuff, I mean, majority of it doesn't have to be rated R or mature. It's
Hmm.
they choose to put content in it that I don't think is needed, and that's me. I don't think it's needed, and so it hurts your project.
Yeah.
Which goes back to me saying if they would have put a lot of love on the front end, the back end would have been people begging for a spin-off show, begging for a sequel, and maybe we'll still get it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was great. Fans are talking about it now. I know we're talking about it. Hopefully, other people see this. They want to go watch it and talk about it. It's great. I think Anthony Mackie's still great. I've yet to see that guy really aggravate me. So
Yeah.
elevation. I mean, I'd watch it again.
So I
I
will say that it is good to see Anthony Mackie star in another movie, and it's good to see him come back after that big time defeat by Eminem. So it's good. It's good that he made a comeback.
I mean, he's never went back against
No,
Eminem. He's
but he didn't need
like
to.
Thanos, aliens,
Yeah.
anything that's not Eminem. I think that's smart. I think you'll get more f bombs
Yeah.
if you try to fight Eminem.
Yeah.
That's probably smart for him. So, but yeah, I would say Elevation is for sure a watch,
Yeah.
man.
I think so too. So,
That's why I
yeah.
recommended it to you. I was like, hey, watch this movie. I want to know your thoughts on it, man.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's some of the thoughts on Elevation with Anthony Mackie. Go check it out. Let us
Yeah,
know what you guys think.
yeah.
Um,
Did it need more language? Did it
yeah.
need more ski lifts? Let me know.
Can we do some comics about this?
I,
I think that would work.
I think we could
Yeah.
go out and watch it. I hope you guys are pumped for our new episode coming out soon.
So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the next episode. The what was it? 95. Is
Yeah,
that what it was?
yeah.
95 versus 2017. Then after that will be the reboot of the Karate Kid. It'll be our reboot. We're doing the original Karate Kid, the 80s versus the Jackie Chan. Getting ready for Karate Kid Legends. So, yep, go and check that stuff out. Like us, subscribe, and follow. But let us know what you guys think if you've seen Elevation. Go watch it. HBO
Yep.
Max. Yeah.